Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Bet the Farm Podcast. I am back again as your host, Eric Pfeffer, a.k.a. The Sheep. Sorry about last week, boys. It was Cinco de Mayo. You know, it's family time for me. I have big Mexican heritage family behind and that still lives in Mexico.
Is that why you went to a fish place for dinner?
No, you know, I was actually going to tell you. Remember how you were, like, joking around about tin fish? We never even went there. Like, they could not serve us. They literally had one person in the kitchen, and we go to get a table, and they're like, unfortunately, the chef has asked us to stop taking tables. So I'm very disappointed with tin fish.
So where'd you go?
We ended up going to Bonefish.
Where I'm from, that's called Karma.
Wow, you went to Bonefish on Cinco?
Yeah, Bonefish was wet. Well, anywhere you go on Cinco de Mayo is going to be packed, Miles.
Yeah, if they have tacos.
Rookie move. Anyway, I'm fucking back. Feeling better than ever. Also was working out a new contract, so thank you to my agent. Got me back in here. I'm getting the money that I deserve to be here. Full jam-packed episode this week.
Oh, yeah.
Cash crops recap are going to be with Jared today, a.k.a. the farmer, because he's the hottest player in the game right now, so he deserves to go over all the winners. We have red card of the week. We're going to bring back pet peeves. I'm sure you got some good ones.
I got some pet peeves.
Some pet peeves, like Miles not paying attention to half the show, but we'll get into that one.
It's like you're talking in third person.
NBA talk. So, Miles, you'll be having some opportunities to talk a little bit more tonight. We have your golf picks with the Plotniks. One and done's back this week since I'm here. How did I do last week, by the way? Who did Kyle pick for me?
He actually
Victor Hovland.
He chose Hovland, but you took
I took him the week before.
Yeah, but you took him the week before. So
you got DQ'd.
No, you texted me who you wanted. You wanted Xander Schauffele.
And he sucked.
And you actually had the best pick of the week.
That's what I do.
I thought we said he didn't deserve to get a pick for whatever.
Well, we'll get into that. We got some new cash crops for you guys this week. We're gonna deliver some more winners to you guys. Stump the Sheep is back, obviously, since I'm here. They're gonna try to stump me. Apparently, the producer has some tough questions, so
No lifelines.
no lifelines too. I'm out of lifelines. Ask the Farm. We put up some. We asked you guys to send us in some good questions. So hopefully we got some good ones from our audience.
We got some
out
good
there.
ones that came through.
Awesome. And then of course, let's see if we can get a Bet the Farm pick for the team. And then, without further ado, Farmer, give us the recap.
Hello, everybody. Little life today because Brandon's feeling a little under the weather. He had a tough extended weekend, so I have to take it away here. So I'm going to give you our old-fashioned recap. And who should we start? You know what? We'll start with the one that's not feeling well, right? And he had, honestly, in my opinion, an absolutely piss-poor week. 3 and 4. You got to be better than that.
Sorry.
I mean, there's a reason this part of the couch is heavy over here. We gotta hold these guys up on our back.
Yeah,
so.
but one of my wins was a ticket to the barn with you, bitch. I'm back.
Yeah, it's even more embarrassing. I purposely lost so that you wouldn't be 2 and 5. That would have been way more embarrassing. So, long story short, that one that you're talking about, you won on English over Varner. I mean, in reality, a terrible pick. But Bryson over Rory was a beautiful loss. Way to pick against the guy that wins the tournament. Jason Day over Shane Sugar Tit Lowry, another big fat L. Sebastian Munoz over Luke List, who came in the top 10. I mean, you're really picking on the wrong guys, my friend. That's another fat L. Tringali over Harmon. I think Harmon was a leader after 2 days, so another L. I don't think golf is doing the best for you right now, buddy. But when we went back to the Octagon, Magny versus Neil, you took the over. That was a hit. And Spencer Hawes? Any relation?
Phil Hawes.
Over Dawkins.
Barn Burners.
And that was a W. So,
Barn Burner Podcast. UFC Sharp. That's what I do.
Yeah, you should stick to the Octagon because you had a nice 2-0 week there. So that gives you a 3 and 4 week all time. 55, 46, and 4. 55% win percentage. Not terrible. We'll go to the Farmer, who's just farming winners left and right. Well, I mean, and oh man, makes me sick. Montreal strikes first. Inter Miami off to a bad start. But with that being said, I had a 6 and 4 week. Took JT over Rom. Rom missed his first cut in 22 starts. You're welcome. Victor Hovland over Xander. W. Took Cantley over Simpson. That one got pushed because Simpson withdrew pre-tournament. Finau Reed lost. Keegan over Stewie Sink. W. Molinari over McNeely. Nice push at the end because Molinari doubled to 17. Varner over English, an L. And actually, for once, when I bet on Tommy Fleetwood, he wins over Russell and
Tommy
W.
Fleetwood.
We had a good time hopping on the jet this week going overseas. Wellington, Phoenix, plus a half over Adelaide. Nothing better when you have plus a half and you get a 0-0 draw. Never in doubt.
Especially with non-stop direct flight service.
Absolutely. And that's why after we were in Aussie and got a W, Miles is hammered. He's had 3 beers today. So hopefully he talks in the mic.
What is your pet peeve? When you don't hold the mic up to your mouth.
That is one of my pet
We
peeves.
could do a whole show on pet peeves about you. So. But yeah, Deger 4s +1 over Jew Gardens. Nice W. And that was one of my
Kids were red hot.
plus 450 outright pick that I gave you guys.
Deger
That cashed
Furs.
as they won 2-0. And but when we headed back over to the U.S., my fades of pitchers was not very well. 0-2. It took last night. It ended up being the Mets team total over Means. Big fat L. Even though
That was a tough one.
lost by the hook. And I took the Marlins team total over Bumgarner. I believe that lost by the hook too as well earlier. So all time that makes me 66, 37, and 10.
It's not
64%. I don't. If you want to chime in, Miles, on your picks, you went 2-2. I have no idea what happened, but you had the Knicks plus 3.5 over Denver. That was a big fat L.
That was
you
a
had the
big-
Warriors.
Jared, wait, quick correction. You're reading read the
Oh
next.
yeah, I'm reading the one that you sent me before you updated the standing. So
Correct.
I mean, I had the
72.
same 72, 41, and 10. Still 64%.
But you moved up a bit.
So yeah, a little bit.
No, just trying to do my thing. But
Where am
before
I at?
What? We'll get there, Eric. But before we do, I did want to talk about, flying overseas and, flying internationally. Miles, how's the fuel looking? Because I'm going all over the world this week.
Hey, you just got to let me know 72 hours in advance international, 24 domestic. You let me know. I'll make sure the fuel is stocked. If we need to drive somewhere, we'll drive there. We'll go to a different airport, but I'll get you where we need to be.
Yeah, fully stocked private jet because I
Fully
need everything. I
stocked.
need Wi-Fi because a lot of live bet action going on.
Definitely Wi-Fi.
All right, just making sure.
Standard
'cause
stock, all your chips, sodas, cookies. If you want special catering.
You know I don't care
I'll give
about
you a
sodas. Give me
$250
beer.
All right.
Beer. I need more whiskey, more beer, more tequila,
Whiskey. How
and
about
more
another
beer.
bottle of Captain?
Are we going to Sweden?
Sweden.
You guys done?
Yes.
We have a recap to finish. So that being said, I don't even care about Miles' NBA picks. He went 2-2. Knicks plus 3.5 loss. Warriors -5 win. Lakers plus 6.5 loss. Pacers -5.
Can we go back to that Lakers loss?
Go for it.
I'll give myself a red card, even though this is just like something on that. I didn't really do my research on that beforehand. I just figured Lakers, a team that's a
Just
7
admitting
seed,
that you don't
needs
do
it.
your
I was even
research.
called out during it, and then the Lakers get blown out. So,
Hey, way to
I
do.
fucked up, but life goes on.
Maybe moving forward, you should do a little more research before you make picks.
Right.
With that being said, though, still all-time 47, 23, and 2 for a 68% win percentage. And a beautiful week from Eric to round it all up because he went 0-0, which is a...
I wasn't here to celebrate my 3-0 the week before, but
Yeah, you're at Tim Fish. Oh wait, you were at Bonefish.
even better. Bang bang shrimp, motherfucker.
Oh,
If you listen
I
to the
take
last
that back.
podcast, which you probably didn't, we talked about your 3-0 week.
Bonefish.
So with that being said, you're still all time 35, 42, and 1 for 46% win percentage. That brings the podcast all time to 216, 151, and 8. So 59% win percentage. Pretty damn
crazy.
good. And also our bet the farm, we took Joaquin Neiman over Answer because Miles thought that Answer would be hungover due to his tequila binge
Fletch
drinking.
I didn't even know he
Azul.
was Mexican.
And Answer finished solo second and almost went to a playoff with Rory. So that was
As Jared calls him, Abraham the Mexican answer.
I didn't even know he was Mexican. I thought he was like Arabian or something.
What? All right, that's enough.
too judgmental. We'll move
Red
on.
card of the week. No,
He
that
looks
brings,
like-
us, that brings us right into the red card of the week.
Looks like Aladdin. Like Aladdin.
But just to finish up, our bet the farm record 10, 5, and 2. It's 67%. So in the green when it comes to our overall records.
That's pretty
we'll
good.
Take that much. So recap's done.
All right.
Before we get to where we're going, let's not forget to remind people. We have taken over 365 bets, and we are sitting at 59% over 22 weeks.
Consecutive weeks.
Don't sleep on the farm. This is what we do. We cash crops. I just want to make sure that everybody out there knows this.
Wow. So
You don't
almost-
sleep on us.
Almost a half
Do we
year.
have? What was the first day of the show? We're gonna
It
have
was
to have a
like
big,
back
1 year.
December.
Back in December,
December.
yeah. Like late December.
God, when NFL season was in store. Oh, I can't wait for it to come
it's
back
close.
so that we can get that record from 59 to 69.
Schedule's about to come out.
Hashtag nice.
Now we get an extra week and more time to prepare.
That's true. We
And
get
we'll
an
be
extra
good for
NFL week this
one.
week, too. I love that. Good call.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, Eric.
Pet peeves?
Yeah, let's get to some pet peeves. Jared, I know you wanted to. We did this episode, or we did this segment about a month or two back about things that really bother us, but things that happen on the farm, particularly as we live on a ranch, and there's pets everywhere. So sometimes you get some pet peeves, and I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start us off here. My number one pet peeve: draft graders after the NFL draft. People that grade drafts.
Man, you really hate the NFL draft, don't you?
I fucking hated it. I just think it's so stupid. I mean, giving a team an A+ as if their team's going to be so much better. You cannot grade a draft until 3 to 5 years after those players have played in the NFL. It's such a stupid concept. I think the concept of telling a team that you did terrible in a draft, you can draft Justin Jefferson. I'm sure Minnesota didn't get a A+ rating last year, and they got one of the best receivers in the league right now. I mean, it happens all the time. Yeah, you think New England got an A+ when they drafted Tom Brady in the 6th round?
Absolutely not.
I mean, shit. The only grades that always make sense are the Green Bay Packers because it's a D- every time.
Hey, kook.
Makes no sense. I don't know if you saw it, but they are this whole big thing like, oh, Green Bay hasn't drafted somebody good receiver in the 1st round, but do you see all of the ones they drafted in the 2nd round? Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, Greg Jennings, James Jones. Suck my fucking.
That's my point.
So yeah, it doesn't matter. Everyone's like, oh,
You're proving my point.
Yeah, you don't draft a receiver for fucking Rodgers in the 1st round. Who gives a fuck? You got them all. Got Devontae Adams in the 2nd round.
Develop players.
Yeah, fucking give us.
Jarvis Landry was a 2nd round pick for the Dolphins. I mean, look at some of the 1st round receivers that we've seen. Who was the guy from Jacksonville that was a total bum? Blackman.
Yeah, awful.
Like supposed to be the phenom.
Yeah, that was like off the field
From?
issues that he was having.
Okay, so
What about the
they
other
probably
guy?
got an A+ in that
Who's
draft.
the other guy from Oklahoma State? Or is that him? Black?
Or
Was
you
there
say-
one more?
Or was it Oklahoma State?
Dez was.
No, there's one more. I thought. Whatever.
Nah, it was Blackman
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm
But
on
either
that.
way, my point is pet peeve is when they come out with draft grades and pretend like a team is going to be infinitely better. I saw an Instagram story of the top who has the best receiving core in the NFL, and they had the Dolphins on there. All we did was add Jalen Waddle.
Kenny Stills.
And not Kenny
I mean,
Stills. Will Fuller.
And Jalen Phillips.
I said
Receivers. You fucking idiot. Pet peeve number 2. Pay attention.
He never listens.
I'm with you. That's another pet peeve. Pay attention. But yeah,
And don't lie. All right. Sick and tired of lies.
yeah, I like that too. But I mean, the Dolphins with a top 8 receiving core in the league with Jalen Waddle's never played it down. I mean, I'm a Dolphins fan. I'm a diehard, but that's just idiotic. So that's
All right.
pet
All right,
peeve.
we get what your pet peeve
Pet
is.
peeve. I'm done.
My pet peeve is you on the pod elaborating a lot longer than you should be about things. We know what your pet peeve is. I'm kidding. That's not my pet peeve, but my pet peeve is about you because it's ever since I've been a damn infant. And how many times on my damn ass I get your urine because you always pee with the toilet seat down. Put the toilet seat up when you take a piss. Be a gentleman. All the time going on cruises growing up, whenever we share a bathroom, for whatever reason, you have the toilet seat down and you piss on it. The reason this was brought up was because today Miles did it to you. So now you know what I'm always complaining about. So you can't really be a hypocrite and make fun of Miles when you've done it your entire adolescence.
It wasn't just the pee on the toilet seat. It was the pube hairs. I mean, come on. Wake up.
How do you get pee and pube
No,
hairs?
just fucking manscape a little bit. Don't get your little...
That's a lie.
That or
That is a lie.
That
And
or you
know what?
sit down peeing and your butthole hairs all over the seat. That is another pet
That
peeve.
is a pet peeve. You sit down when
That
you
is-
piss as a man. Like,
This conversation is
unless you're shit-faced drunk.
Hey, you know who else pees when they sit down? Chris Cody. So
Me
there's
too.
nothing wrong with
Yeah.
it.
I
And
pee-
it wasn't Chris Cody, it was Greg Cody.
I pee sitting
get
down.
your Cody's right.
if you're drunk, maybe.
No, I'll flag plant. Dude, I pee sitting down every morning.
Yeah, there's nothing
every
more
morning.
comfortable than peeing sitting down. You don't have to worry about having your
What?
phone. Dude, having your
All the
phone in your
time.
left hand, worried that while you're peeing, you're going to drop it into
Well,
the...
'cause it's always
just
so-
pop a squat. You don't have to worry. I mean, look. We're
Well-
Jewish. We don't have to worry about our stuff hanging in the bottom of the seat. We don't have to worry about that issue.
Speak for yourself.
That's not an issue for me.
The
Speak
reason
for
why
yourself.
so obviously you wake up in the morning. Usually if you're like me, you have good dreams, wake up with a fucking heart on. How the hell
Tuck it in like the ball?
Like I cannot get that shit
That
down
does
there.
sound
Like,
painful. I've been there.
I have to stand like 5 feet
Yes.
back.
Yes.
Straight in the air. I'm fucking shooting a rocket. Yeah, exactly.
lean over. I know. I've been there before also.
Yeah, you have to lean over.
And not only that, I hang left. Like you really got to aim. It's like a fucking fire hose.
You hang left?
Yeah.
That's different.
His piss.
No, my dick hangs left.
What?
It's very normal. People's dick hangs
Mine
left.
goes pretty damn straight.
You must have small nuts.
Yeah, it's because you also don't jerk off at all, and you have nuts the size of fucking ostrich.
See, I have two. My nuts are 2 perfect circles, so just right down the pipe.
You got a big snack.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, more of the story is biggest pet peeve ever. Do not piss on the damn toilet seat. And if you do, have the decency to clean it up and not just flush the toilet because you're peeing with the lights out like this one always does.
I did that.
Shut up. What's your pet peeve?
I don't have one.
All right. Well, I have another one.
ELE. I love everybody.
My next pet peeve is when you open the door for somebody. You open the door, you're being a nice guy, you let them in first,
They don't
and they don't say thank you.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the dumbest gesture of all time. I maybe saved you 5 seconds of your life, but that's 5 seconds of my life that I can never get back. So, pet peeve, if you don't even just acknowledge the fact that I did that and just walk right through, just a little bit of respect. Like, who raised you? Just say thank you. A little bit of manners sometimes goes a long way. So, pet peeve, say thank you when someone opens a door for you. I mean, be a gentleman.
That's a pretty solid pet peeve.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I don't really have.
I have another pet peeve. When
All right, you're 3 and done, so make it quick.
I have 2. I've only had 2.
That's
But
why I
my
just
third
said make
one
it
is
quick.
when all Eric does is talk about his own homer teams when he makes bets. Like, can you I'm taking the Spurs this week. I'm taking Green Bay. Like, can't you just think outside the box for once?
What are you talking about? That was the awful pet peeve. I took fucking Arsenal last week. I took fucking the Islanders
You weren't even here last week.
2 weeks ago. Pet peeve. Pay attention. God
You just
damn
said
it.
last week. You weren't here last week.
All right, time. As
Yeah.
we're all
Red card of the week.
Yeah, let's
Red
get to
card of the
let's get
week.
to some red cards because we've got a lot of animosity here, and we really need to get this out of the way
Red-
so that we can lower our testosterone levels. I know we've been talking a lot about male, anatomy, but we're gonna move on from that and get to red cards so that we can get into a better mood after this and get it all off our chest. I'm gonna defer to Miles here.
No, I want
Let's
this.
hear your first red card of the week.
I've been waiting
You
to-
said you had a good one.
I do, but he said he wants it.
Go. I want to hear
You
this.
want to hear mine. Okay, so,
I was on Instagram and I saw this guy. Go.
last night, we had a big Heat game. I'll turn to the camera on this one because you guys follow along. We went to Twin Peaks, with my good friends here. We're gonna watch the Heat game. I told them before we left, all right, I'll stay till halftime, no problem. But then,
Never said
we're
that to
hanging
me.
out. I had some nachos, and then I was like, we're gonna stay till full game. Why not? Not only do we have to stay for the full game, this dumbass waitress literally took 45 minutes to where Brennan had to go to the bar. We're sitting at a table with the waitress. Go to the bar, take his credit card out, and buy a beer at the bar and close out. So we can come back and have a beer because it took her that long. So that bitch, whatever the fuck your name is,
She was
you get
hot.
my red card this week because you are the worst thing that's ever happened. In service.
She was hot.
And I went to bed late because of you, and I was upset. And I don't care what you look like. There's a lot of hot girls out there that just suck. And she's one of them.
Every
And to be fair, you've never seen her face.
it's never about sports.
That's true. She was wearing a mask, so I couldn't
She's
totally
wearing a
tell,
mask,
but she smelled really good though.
Yeah, you don't go to Twin Peaks for the service, all right?
All right, my red card of the week. I don't know what the association is, though. Obviously, everyone knows. Watched the Kentucky Derby a couple weeks ago. Just found out Medina Spirit was failed his drug test. How the fuck are you gonna do a drug test and let these guys race? Like,
Yeah, how did I find out after the
what type
fact?
of fucking the USGA needs to get their shit together for horse racing? Okay, they need to fucking test these horses earlier. This should not even be a fucking they should never even have to race.
Well, the crazy part is that horse is racing at the Preakness.
I know.
It's just that
And
Bob
Bob-
Baffert can't be there.
For now, I'm sure they're gonna win it because if they fail that, it'll be terrible for the sport. But yeah, I couldn't believe that.
You were so excited for that. Sure. All right, my red card of the week. goes to NBA superlative. NBA superlative. So MVPs, Rookie of the Years, Defensive Player of the Year. The fact that Bam Adebayo is not just like a headline all the time. This is a future red card.
He's top 3.
Because if he does not win Defensive Player of the Year, that's not only a red card, they're going to be suspended at least indefinitely. If he's not even getting conversation on ESPN, it's unbelievable.
He's been a third.
No. Local media
Rudy
will talk
Gobert.
about it. Yeah, Rudy Gobert every year. I mean, I'm sick of that.
I mean, dude,
No, it's a red card. They don't. They
he's
really.
on one of the best teams in the league. And
Yeah,
it's the fucking,
and who can he cover?
you're talking to somebody that's a Heat fan.
Who
I'm
can he
just saying,
cover? He could cover a power forward and a center. That's all he can do. Bam can cover 1 through 5. He is the defensive player of the year.
so you
This is a
think he's
bias
better
call.
than
I don't always go
Draymond?
bias, but I'm telling you, Bam Adebayo, if he does not win defensive player of the year, that's an
I think-
indefinite red card
think
and a
Ben
suspension.
Simmons has a
And
better chance than
not
him.
only that, the ref is going to be relegated. I know teams get relegated, but the refs are going to get relegated if he doesn't get the defensive player of the year. So a future red card of the week.
It sounds like a homer.
Let's get the farmers
I
and
don't
put
give a
on his
fuck.
red cards. I actually
Damn,
got one
red
more.
card of the week.
I do got one more red card.
All right, well, I'll make mine quick and easy because I know, look, it's a double pick on Pig time. I mean, I picked on him with a pet peeve, and I'm picking on him for the first time, he gets my red card of the week. Why? Very simple. The other day, little piggy over here is just so hungry and he needs to eat something at 2 a.m. when he's had a few too many drinks, and goes and makes potato. What do you call them?
Tater tots.
Tater tots.
Yeah, God, I was
I
gonna
love
say
tater
potato
tots.
hashes.
I thought you were saying
Goes,
potato skins.
he makes tater tots, puts them in the oven. I go, luckily, I'm still awake watching TV because I'm a night owl. I walk to the kitchen to get water, and I'm like, what does that smell? Why is the light on? I look, 225 degrees, tater tots, while this kid's snoring on the couch. If I wasn't awake, this whole house burns down. We
They
have
were
no more
still in the
studio.
oven?
Yeah.
Yes. Red card. That would, if I was asleep, it would have been on for the whole morning. And this whole place would have burned
They
down.
would have been
So,
extra crispy then.
Easily, red card of the week.
Insurance
Seriously.
claim, new house.
I like them extra crispy. I did it on purpose.
I'm gonna
I set
add-
an alarm on my phone. You just
I gotta
didn't-
add a red card, and my red card goes on Dino's behalf. Sunday mornings, randomly we like to go to this place called Lester's Diner. It's across the
It
street.
sucks. I don't know why you love it.
The woman is such a sweetheart. She means well, does anything for you, but she can never fucking get shit right. And for me, I don't. If you serve me the wrong food, chances are I'm not even gonna complain about it. I'm just gonna eat it because I'm afraid to talk.
Not
But
me.
Dino literally gets fucked every time he goes there, so
Not
she
me.
needs to figure it out.
2 times I've had to
what do you order?
send my food back.
What are you ordering that you can't figure it out?
He got a fucking bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, and he got it wrong.
No. I got bacon, egg, and sausage. Yeah, I said bacon and sausage.
And then you
no
bring the bacon.
on my sandwich.
And they bring the bacon, and it's like fucking fat.
Oh, it was terrible. The worst bacon. I literally gave the bacon a Miles.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like.
I'm
also-
a pig. I don't eat my own family if I don't need
I
to.
hate it, though.
Red cards on the week for you two thinking a server at Lester's is supposed to be a damn genius.
She's like 70. She's got fucking years of
She's
experience.
70.
You're further proving my
No
point.
wonder why she can't fucking remember shit.
All right.
You got a notepad and a pen
Yeah,
for a
my
reason.
last one quick red card. My last red card goes to the fucking NHL commissioner. You fucking play your division all year long, same teams, and in the first round of playoffs, our Florida Panthers are obviously going to the playoffs, and now we get stuck playing the Lightning, which is pretty stupid. I mean, we played them 20 times this year.
No, they did it because of COVID. The way it's set up.
Yeah,
It's
but
8
supposed
times.
to.
We
Still
beat,
fucking
8 times we
stupid.
beat them 6
They
times.
could have went to a bubble like they did last fucking COVID, did it all the right way, and
Yeah.
seed them up like they would. Kind of sucks because we have a really good team, but now we have to play Tampa Bay in the first round, which we've had their number. Well, it's been back and
I
forth.
mean, they haven't
game.
had Kucherov or Stamkos either. so.
Exactly. So that's it.
All right, red cards of the week are done.
Let's-
We are now moving on to.
Golf picks with the Plotniks.
Oh, that was a great episode. If you haven't watched it yet, go on Instagram right now. Tune in. Fantastic golf picks for the Plotniks episode this week.
It's amazing, and I'm not going to give any reasoning. Last week, Jared gave me flack, so I'm just going to go ahead and rattle off my outright picks this week. I'm going with the hometown boy, Scotty Scheffler, Texas man.
Sorry, go ahead.
The AT&T Byron Nelson. It's going to be in Texas. I'm taking Scotty Scheffler 20-1. I usually bet against this guy, but I love him. Matt Fitzpatrick at 20-1 this week. I really love his number there. All right, I'm not going to go further before Jared punches me. Ryan Palmer, another Texas guy, at 40-1. I really love him. And coming back over from the European Tour, this is a bomber's course. I'm going with Thomas Pieters, the Belgian. The Belgian.
He's on my card.
Thomas Pieters at 66. Oh,
Thank goodness.
When's the last time me and Eric had a bet together? Let's go.
We're gonna go get some Belgian waffles this weekend at Lester's to celebrate.
I'm not going to Lester's ever again.
They're also
Original
gonna give you
pancake house,
Swedish.
way better. That one
Bagel
time,
Mania or die.
Christos, remember?
Oh, Chris, you were eating like a tank.
All right, so
We're
those
so
are Brandon's fine 4. I got 4 as well. And I don't know what you were thinking with Scotty Scheffler because I'm starting my card off with Scotty Scheffler.
Come on.
All right. This is the first time I've ever bet on in my life at my famous 20-1 number. Bet on Scotty Scheffler, bitches. Number 2. I think this is the first time I ever bet on him, too. And it's only because my fine friend, Manny Perez, shout out Manny Perez, first saw him and followed him with his dad at Weston Hills Country Club a few years ago, none other than Willie Zalatoris.
I got one each on the cards. In the
Oh
opponents.
gosh,
Let's go.
dangerous! I got him at 28-1, and third, I just love wasting money. I'll either waste it on either Ricky Fowler, who I thought about at 80-1, but I
Jason
didn't.
Day.
Jordan Spieth.
Good old Jason Day.
I got two.
Oh
on
my
the
God,
card.
55. I mean, this guy needs to make the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
He's not even qualified yet. He's got to
He doesn't
surge up
care,
the world
though.
golf.
He doesn't care.
Deep down, he cares. He's pudgy. That's why he's just been so bad with his putter. His putter's going to come alive eventually, and his favorite
Yes.
favorite putting track is bent grass. So he's back on bent grass, and this is the first tournament he ever won in his career. I can see some good vibes for Jason Day this week. And again, if you want any other reasoning, that's the only reasoning I'm going to give you. I like to give you a nice little tease. There's my Jason Day reasoning. But last but not least, 90-1. I don't dip down this low very often, but it's for another hook 'em horns Texas guy who's been striking the living shit out of the ball. Can't putt. Doug Gim. Got him at 90-1.
The
A
Gim
bomb.
Reaper.
He's been playing great, but he can't putt on Bermuda. Bent grass is his preferred type of grass to putt on. Give me Dougie Gim, 90-1. Those are my 4 picks.
Well, as I alluded to, my card is already complete. I had Will Zalatoris, Tomas Pieters, and Jason Day. Those are my 3.
Wow.
All right.
The farm's together. That means that you guys better watch out and better watch Golf Picks with the Plotniks if you want some winners and some reasoning. Let's move on to one and done standings of the week after the Wells Fargo Championship. We had a nice win by Rory McIlroy is back in the winner's circle. This seems to be...
Wait, time out. No one took... None of you guys took Rory McIlroy last week?
No.
I would have been.
I know, at 20-1, I
That's
thought
he was
about
a number,
it.
too. That's right up your alley.
I was too early on him. I took him twice in the last 4 tournaments he played in, and he let me down, and I just got off the bandwagon at the wrong time.
I've been fading.
That's what happens.
I said I was going to fade Rory.
That's on me for not showing up.
You know, good God, we've hit on 5 winners this year. I mean, you can't chastise us, but anyways, let's move on to one and done standings after the Wells Fargo. Jared Plotnik, the farmer, had Joaquin Niemann. He finished T18, made him about 96K, moves him up to 3.3 mil. Eric, not even in attendance, texts me that he wants Texas. You see what I'm saying? I'm already alluding to the future, but he took Xander Schauffele, who finished T14 with a nice 143K, which moves him to 3.8. So Jared's chasing about 500K right now. Miles had Zalatoris, who missed the cut. I had Finau, who missed another cut. I still haven't reached my milli mark.
Jeez.
What's going to happen sooner? Like, one of you reaches 5 mil or I reach 1 mil? It's going to
I'll
be...
probably be at 5 million after the next 2 weeks.
All right. One and done's this week. Eric.
I'll start us off. I'm going to give you guys a chance to try to creep back in it, but I'm going Tomas Pieters.
Wow.
In that case, I think I'm next after an 18th finish, right?
Correct.
I'm going with
Good old...
Scotty Scheffler.
You already took him.
No, we didn't.
No shot.
Miles?
I'm going to go with somebody who I've been waiting to take for a long time. Now I finally have a reason to take them. AT&T, sponsored by AT&T. My
Jordan
favorite
Spieth.
golfer, Jordan Spieth.
Let's
I'll be
go.
wearing Under Armour all weekend, boys.
You definitely took him, too.
Yachts.
Never took him.
Yachts.
Not one done.
Yachts. It's the year of the speed.
I'm definitely
And not
taking
only that,
him,
but
too.
let's not forget, and we'll talk more. We talked more about this on Golf Picks with the Plotniks. Is Jordan Spieth is heading into the PGA Championship next week after this week, going for the career Grand Slam at the PGA, which would be unbelievable.
Not
So-
to be confused with the Denny's Grand Slam.
And I'm going to be on Matt Matt Fitzpatrick, another AT&T guy. I like Matt Fitzpatrick.
It's a nice miscut.
As usual, there's a very good chance that happens, but there's also a chance he wins. So from there, I think it's time to give the people what they really want outside of, Golf Pictures with the Plotniks has already been posted, so we already gave bets out. But let's give the people what they really want and give them cash crops and get some bets and money in their pocket. Miles, NBA's been on. We're coming down to the last 4 or 5 games of the season.
So last week before the playing game start on May 18th, and you guys weren't with us last summer because we didn't exist, but playoffs is my forte, and buckle up, it's going to be a wild ride. So we're going to start off. I posted on our IG story, so hopefully you guys are tailing. We had the Wizards who are a little up right now. It can't be a cash crop because you guys won't hear this. At the time of the recording, the game will already be over. So we're going to jump to 9:40 p.m. We have Portland. Now, Portland is the underdog, but we're going to take the money line at plus 105 against the Jazz. The Jazz, Donovan Mitchell's not going to be around until the playoffs. Dame time, they're sitting at the 7 seed right now. This is when Damian Lillard likes to break some hearts, maybe get those Suns to the 1 seed and push Utah a little bit further back. I really like Portland money line tonight.
Oh, yeah.
And then I'm also going to take the Lakers against the Rockets. The Lakers are at minus 8.5. I know that LeBron is still not playing and ED is not playing either. However, the Rockets are awful. And, just to be completely transparent, I took this bet early in the day and it was at 11.5 and now it moved to 8.5. So take it at 8.5. I don't feel as confident as I do in Portland, but it's still confident enough to be a cash crop. And if you like winning 68% of the time, then you'll take it too. Tomorrow night, we have the Heat playing the Sixers. The Heat are plus 4.5. The Heat are playing best basketball right now that they've played in a long time. Embiid hasn't been feeling very well lately, and I expect the Heat to set the tone, maybe hope for a Hawks loss, and maybe we can jump up to that 4 seed. Play the Knicks in the first round. Even if we play the Hawks in the first round, I'm not scared of either team. As long as we stay away from the Hornets, I'm a happy man. Then we got the Suns minus 5 against the Blazers. Suns are trying to get that front seat, that first seed. They're 2 games back of Utah. Utah is without Donovan Mitchell, so that's why we're fading them. Blazers coming off a back-to-back. I expect the Suns to cover minus 5 because they have somebody who's a top 15 player in the league, and that's Jay Crowder.
Damn right they do.
So those are going to be my 4 cash crops. Just to recap, we got Portland money line, Lakers minus 8.5 tonight, Wednesday the 12th, and then tomorrow night the 13th at 7:30 we got the Heat Sixers, Heat plus 4.5, and Suns minus 5.
Oh, you're like panning out the end there. You got a little loss of breath. Well done.
Yes, I did.
All right.
Thank you.
I actually came up with some cross crops because on ESPN they actually give you baseball lines for tomorrow.
All right.
So there'll probably be I don't know if you'll get the lines as accurate as they are that I'm going to give you, but I can give you some pointers and some plays for tomorrow. First game you have the Blue Jays at the Braves tomorrow. Charlie Morton on the mound. I don't know if you've been following Charlie Morton. He's been getting his tits ripped. Didn't make it out of the first inning. 0.2 thirds. Gave up 6 runs in the start before that. Gave up 5 runs. Just been getting absolutely demolished. Going up against Ross Stripling, awful pitcher for the Blue Jays. Give me the Braves, and the line for tomorrow is Braves minus 140. So might go up. Get it now while you can. Next pick, I'm going with the Milwaukee Brewers minus 125 against the Cardinals. We got good old Corbin Burns on the mound. He's been as nasty as they get. Facing a good Cardinals team. Jack Flaherty, who he'll be going up against. But give me Corbin Burns, Brewers minus 125. And last but not least, this is going to be the best bet of the week. Miami Marlins minus 111 with the man, the myth, Rog Dog, Trevor Rogers. That's all I got. Against Merrill Kelly. Kook.
All right. So, you know what? The last couple weeks I've had double-digit cash crops. I figured I'd take it easy this week and stay at double-digit cash crops.
Wow.
Someone's got to carry the squad here, and that person's going to be the farmer. I'm never wrong. All right? So with that being said,
Where's the jet going?
we're staying in the U.S., and we're headed over to the land down under in the U.S., Texas, baby. I don't think anyone calls it that, but I do. Let's go. That being said, I have seven 72-hole head-to-head matchups this week. And we're going to start off with going a little
I'm not going to write
head-to-head
them
here.
down right now, so please
Well,
send
the
me a
first one, I'm
screenshot.
going to look you in the eyes and say this is what we call a head-to-head. Scotty Scheffler -105 over Jordan Spieth. Jordan
Ooh.
Spieth playing a new ball this week for no reason, just getting ready for
ball?
his attempt next week for the Grand Slam. He switched balls, dude. I don't know
what?
which ball. He just switched. He's
From-
playing with a football
He's
now.
always
He was
been,
playing
he's
with a
always
golf
been a
ball.
Titleist guy.
I know that, but did he switch from Titleist, or is he going with like the AVX instead of the Pro V1?
That's something you're going to have to look up on your own. I do
Because
my
the
research,
AVX
you
is
don't.
much better feel, so I understand that
Yeah, we'll
completely.
feel Scotty Scheffler beating him. So,
I love AVXs. I love the AVX.
You would know because you hit the center of the club face every single time.
Yeah, he's 6'2", and he hits the ball 150 yards with his 3-wood.
Yeah. Oh, let me pull out a driver, par 3, 220.
I am confident that if we played one-on-one at any point in time, I would beat you.
Match play, absolutely not.
All right, let's stay.
Match play, absolutely not.
Take it to the barn.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
What's the difference between match play? Who cares? The overall score?
Match play.
Why? Because you
Match
blow
play.
up all the time?
I can blow up one hole and I don't want to throw it
Yeah,
around.
right to left hook. Read you like a book all day.
Match play, I'll pay you for $500.
Wow.
Any course, anytime, buddy.
all right, we're going to... all he can do is laugh because he's scared and he still owes...
No, because if Eric gets hot, he gets hot.
All right, enough. Then moving on.
gotta catch
Scheffler
him
over
on the
Spieth
back,
-105. Zalatoris is +105 against Matthew. I don't win in the United States. Fitzpatrick, easy bet. Thomas Peters -110 over Alexander Noren.
Oh, that's
Don't know about that one. Kind of weird. Guy I've been kind of eyeing a little bit recently. He was in contention for all of 3 holes last week, and that was none other than Carlos Ortiz -130 against Sebastian Munoz, who's been in terrible
They
form.
kind of look alike.
Give me Dougie Gim -160 over Adam Shank.
What a terrible last name to have as a professional
That's
golfer.
a golfer.
Adam Shank, Brandon from.
BYU.
What?
I only know it's Wake Forest because he played in the tournament with Tyler Duncan when I watched the other day.
They probably don't even have a golf.
Eric's gonna love this one. His favorite player on tour, Vince Whaley, -125 over Wesley Bryan. Guys made 6 straight cuts in great form, finished between 25th.
Vince who?
Whaley.
Oh, that is.
Yeah. That was
No,
the
against
joke.
Wesley Bryan.
That was the
I know
joke.
Wesley Bryan.
Yes,
I
that
don't
was the
either
joke.
anymore.
And last but not least, C. Kim.
Right.
That was a good move.
+105 over Sam Burns. Sam Burns coming off the win, fading, and going off of his beloved Bermuda grass to bent grass. Give me Siwoo all day long. So those are my 7 golf picks. I still have some others, but let me send it over to the pig first.
Well, we're going to stay in Texas for a multitude of bets, but in different sports. Ooh. But I'll start.
One-stop shop.
It's a one-stop shop. It makes it easier.
Save on your Sky Miles.
No, yeah, I'm going to be in Houston, so I'll move over to Houston. I'm going to go with one golf pick this week. I'm going with Daniel Berger over Hideki Matsuyama. I bet on Matsuyama 50-1 to win the Masters. He did indeed. You're welcome, everybody. But what do we always do to a guy that just won a major and hasn't played in a few weeks?
Fade him.
Fade Hideki this week. Berger has been in great form all year. I'm going to take Berger over Matsuyama at -135. And then I'm going to take a jet over to Houston to the Octagon because we have UFC 262. And we did a Barn Burner podcast this week for UFC 262, me and the Burn Dog. So go tune into that if you haven't already. It's already been posted. But what you'll see is the main event is for the interim lightweight champion of the world, Michael Chandler versus Charles Olivieri. And I'm going with the underdog in the main event. The All-American Michael Chandler. He was a champion in Bellator at this weight class. He's coming over to the UFC. He had one fight. He beat Dan Hooker in the first round within 2 minutes via TKO. Absolute brawler facing Olivieri. Everyone will know, if you remember, and we cut the tape, I took Olivieri to beat Tony Ferguson as an underdog in that hit, and everybody was pretty fired up. But guess what? This is a fade spot for Olivieri. I don't think he's ever faced someone of the caliber of Chandler where he's going to attack him so heavily. You know, he's just going to go right at him with striking. And not to mention, Michael Chandler is a D1 wrestler in college. He's got unbelievable wrestling form. Olivieri is typical a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter. So if he wants to take it to the ground, he's got a bit more reach, but I don't think it's going to matter when Olivieri gives him all the volume that he could take. I think he lands one shot, stuns him, and I'm going to go with Michael Chandler to win at plus 115. And don't forget also...
115 or 150?
Plus 115 money line. And don't forget, this is in a sold-out crowd in Houston, Texas. 19,000 fans are going to be in attendance. And what does Michael Chandler do when he walks out every time? He wears his United States flag right over his shoulders. He's going to be carrying that. He is going to be hands down the crowd favorite. The crowd is going to be going absolutely berserk for him. Michael Chandler in Texas, the American over the Brazilian Oliveira.
Born in the USA?
I mean, he's only fought in the UFC once, so
He's walking out to Kurt Angle song.
I've noticed the fans always react favorably for the American.
Oh, you're gonna hear
that. USA.
You're gonna hear that. You're gonna hear that all night, and I don't know if Olivieri is gonna be able to handle that.
I'm calling it right now. Bruce Buffer suit, red, white, and blue. Sign me up.
All right, we'll get to that later. But that's my first bet in the octagon, and then I'm also going to go to what me and the Burn Dog, and you'll have to listen to me and the Burn Dog talk intensely about these bets, like in depth. But little baby, we call her Baby Shevchenko. This is not Valentina Shevchenko. It's Antonina Shevchenko, her older sister, but we still call her Baby Shevchenko because she's never accomplished anything Valentina has. But she's facing Andrea Lee, and she is a minus 125 favorite. I think that Antonina Shevchenko's got unbelievable kickboxing, and she's got really great striking. I think Andrea Lee is going to try to take her to the ground. I think that Valentina has been working with her sister to, work on that takedown defense. And obviously she's a favorite for a reason. She's going to strike her. She's going to really get some damage on her. And I don't think she's going to let her take her to the ground. They may go to the cage a few times, sit on the wall. And I think she's going to get the better strikes in. So I'm going to go with Antonina Shevchenko at minus 125. And from there, I'm going to have to take a very big trip. But before I take that trip, I'm going way overseas. So, Jared, I'm going to send it over to you so that you can pick me up after.
All right. Sounds perfect because I have one more pick in the United States of America. And that is, as you guys know, it didn't work out last night. It was just lost by the hook, but I believe it's 2-1 or 3-1 on the year. And that's fading a pitcher off a no-hitter. We got Wade Miley on the mound tomorrow night. He's at Coors Field against the Colorado Rockies. Give me Colorado Rockies team total over. Whatever number it is. If they posted a 9.5, still take the over. That's the bet. Rockies team total over. With that being said, you know what? I'll hop on the jet first. Now I'm going to bring us out. Thanks, buddy. I've never done this before. All right? That being said, we're going to head over to England.
Oh.
I haven't had a cash crop in England in a while. You know why we're heading over there? Nothing's worse than a nice little dream crusher. And we get tomorrow Manchester United off of getting eliminated. They were holding out hope to win the EPL. You had Manchester City just clinch it recently. And they're playing against a Liverpool team who the last 3 games they have to get into a Champions League spot for next year. Liverpool needs wins. I get Liverpool at a pick'em against a Manchester United team that has literally nothing to play for. They're pretty much locked into the 2 spot now. They're going to be in the Champions League next year. Really nothing to play for. I love Liverpool at a pick'em.
I love that. That could be a bet the front pick.
Was that your last cash crop of the week?
Oh, it was not. I still got to head over to
I'm going
one
to
other place in Europe. So
I'm going to Italy. So
you know what? I'll hop on with you. Let's head over to Italy. You can go first though in Italy.
Am I going to go somewhere from Italy with you? Because I would love to travel.
I think my last stop is in Italy. I have 3 picks over in Italy.
Where are you guys flying into? I can see if we can coordinate.
Milan.
I don't know exactly where in Italy we're going, but I am going to Italy, and we're going to hit the clay, not the hard court, not the grass, the clay for
Sandcastles?
the Italian Open
of
tennis.
Oh, I thought you were saying hot dog eating for a second.
Nope, we're going to go to tennis. We're going to go to tennis. This is what?
Not the one that's going on right now. I thought they were in Brazil.
No, it's right. It's going on right now in Italy. And I'm going to go with Felix Auger Aliasme.
FAA.
FAA. I've talked about him a bunch. The last time I took him, he won.
I took him last week, yeah.
Yeah, and he is facing Del Bonis, and he's a minus 150 favorite. Now let's talk a little bit about this bet. Felix is 20 years old. He's an up-and-coming stud facing a 30-year-old journeyman. Felix is ranked number 21 in the world, facing number 64 in the world in the ATP Tour, and he's only minus 150. Now let's dive deep into some stats. When you look at Felix's career and the surfaces that he plays best on, he is actually really good on clay, winning at 51.3% of his matches on clay. Now grass is his preferred court. He does play a little bit better there, but he's facing Del Bonis, who is also 55% on clay in his career. But he's coming off of a win right now, Felix is, over Diego Schwartzman, who we all know, the eye of the Jew, Diego Schwartzman, my favorite Argentinian Jew. And Schwartzman's best surface is clay as well. 50% win percentage on clay. That's his best surface, and he mopped him. I think Felix is going to walk into this match and absolutely spank Del Bonis. So give me Felix minus 150 over Del Bonis. And then let's go to the reigning champion from last week at the Madrid Open with Alex Zverev facing Kei Nishikori. Now I know Eric and Jared love Nishikori, Kei Nishikori, but this guy is on the downfall. He has just been absolutely putrid. In this case, Zverev also wins 75% win percentage on clay. This is his preferred surface, whereas Nishikori, they just played a few matches ago at Madrid, and Zverev beat him 6-3, 6-2. I'm taking Zverev over Nishikori minus 4 because they played at Madrid in the last tournament. Not only, this wasn't just, something that came out of the blue. Zverev went on an absolute tear, won the tournament. He had wins of beating Evans, beating Nadal, beating Thiem, and beating Berrettini in the finals, all on clay. He's riding that momentum. Going to go into a matchup versus Nishikori. This guy is not equipped to face this guy. He just lost 6-3, 6-2. I think minus 4 is a good bet. I'm going to ride with Alex Zverev minus 4.
Guy.
And from there, I will I'll get my coordinates going. Get your assistant ready, Miles, and get him to where he needs to be, please.
Look, we're going back, headed back to, I haven't been here in a while on the podcast. We're going back to Serie A. All right? Today, on Wednesday, right? Had a nice 4-0 day. I hadn't sprinkled here in a while, but I love the end of Serie A because there's a lot of implications. I love the end of every soccer league, really, but especially ones where there are no spectators in the fans. Or fans? Spectators in the stands. Sorry, a little tongue twister there. So with that being said, I'm going to have 3 picks for this upcoming weekend. And we're going to start off with, I think the last time I did on the podcast, we're going right back to the well. And it's Juventus at plus 115 money line over Inter Milan. An Inter Milan team that is 17 points clear, has already won Serie A for the year, has nothing to play for, but one of the best teams. But somehow, Juventus, who's in 5th place, is a favorite on the road. Why is that? Because Juventus, a team with Ronaldo, and Ronaldo's not going to play for a team that's not in the Champions League, needs to jump into the 4th spot or above in order to make the Champions League for next year. So today, they kick some ass, a 3-1 easy win when they weren't even that big of favorites, and now they're slightly underdogs, but they're technically the favorites against an Inter Milan team that is really good, but Juventus need a win. I think they're going to win out, and there are a couple games left, so I'll be riding them all the way through. So give me Juventus. Second, we're going to go Piazza Benvenuto.
Oh, Piazza
Shout out to the old
Benvenuto.
restaurant I worked at in high school as a busboy. We're taking Benvenuto minus 1 over Croton. Croton is literally DFL, dead fucking last in Serie A. They've already been relegated, have nothing to play for. Benvenuto is in the last spot to be relegated right now, and they have to win. It's literally a must-win. They're in the spot where they have to dominate. I get them. I mean, they're minus 190, but I'm taking a minus 1, and I think they win this game 4-1. Send a message. Last but not least, I'm taking Spezia over Gran Torino. And the two teams that are just outside the relegation zone, I can see this. They're pretty much essentially the same team. and they need. I don't think that this is gonna be a back and forth match. I can just see it's pretty much the same team. I'm getting one of them at +0.5. I can see a draw here. Both teams get a point, and they're happy. Those are my 3 cash crops for this weekend in Serie A, and that'll conclude my 12 cash crops for the week.
Locked and loaded.
Are we all set? Are we all set with cash crops?
I got 3 baseball.
Let's do it. Oh, you already locked them in.
I already locked them in.
All right. Everyone's good on their cash crops. That means it is time for everybody's favorite part of the program. It is time to stump the sheep.
Bum, bum, ba-na.
All right. Let's not forget. No lifelines this week. You used 2 last week. I gave you a gimme, and you're no longer allowed a lifeline. You can't ask anybody 5 questions.
Well, technically,
I thought I got it back.
he used his lifeline for last week, which he wasn't here for.
That's why I didn't come last week, motherfucker.
If we're gonna,
Technically, no lifelines were used last week.
exactly. It's up to you. You're the host. You make the call.
Makes it fun. Give me my lifeline, okay?
All right. Your only lifeline that you can use has to be done without words.
What
It's
do you
got to
mean?
be sign language. You got to figure something out.
Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
all right, let's go.
All right, either way, your overall record is 29-23. The last time we stumped the sheep, it was 3-3, only due to Jared getting a lifeline that got you 2 points. So, we haven't completely stumped the sheep yet, but if you go 0 for 5, you're going to be pushing 50%, which was actually better than your cash drop record. So, question number 1. This is the week of the AT&T Byron Nelson. What course is it at? It's a first-time course on the PGA Tour. Since 2000. Oh no, yeah, actually ever.
First time. How the fuck am I supposed to know? TPC Houston?
It's in Texas.
It's in Texas.
It's in Texas? Okay, TPC Houston. How the fuck am I supposed to know that?
Do your own research, buddy. You're making golf picks and you don't look into what course they're playing.
Four Seasons? Fucking, that's what I used to play at the Four Seasons.
Well, 0 for 1 in my books. Question.
What was the answer?
You didn't even say it. It's like Craig. Or something.
TPC Craig Ranch.
I fucking should have had
That's a technicality.
How?
the point. What city is that? What city is the tournament in?
Give me a second.
Is it in Houston?
Did you say like TPC Craig or
I
something?
said TPC
TPC
Houston.
Craig Ranch.
What city is it? Fort Worth?
It is in.
I should get a half point. I said TPC.
It's in McKinney, Texas. So no.
It's about 20 miles outside of Houston.
I should get
Tomato, tomato.
Just saying I should get a half point.
No half points given on the show. So that is an 0 for 1. Question number 2. Sometimes we like to go off the rails. It's not always about sports. Sometimes about current events. And I as I always like to try to do, I try to make it easier to harder. Name the last 5 presidents of the United States.
Wow.
So we got Joe Biden, we got Donald Trump, Obama, Bush, and then
Yeah.
before Bush was Clinton.
Ding, 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 ding.
Proud to be an American. Thank you very much.
Which Clinton?
Hillary.
That's funny. All right, we got a winner. You are 1-1 heading to question number 3. We have the camera can't see it, but we're watching MLS on many different TVs right now. There's 2 teams tied for the lead in the MLS points thus far to start the season. Name one of them.
Sounders.
Seattle Sounders is incorrect.
Oh.
All right. Next will be.
Inter Miami.
New York and New England.
Oh.
I thought I got 2 guesses because there was 2 teams, but I guess not.
You looked like you were rattled.
No, I was about to say Montreal.
All right, 1 and 2. I've got a really fun one for you. You know, you and I love Kevin Harlan. We love our announcers. One of our favorite announcers of all time, Brent Musburger. How old is Brent Musburger?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's so hard.
What is this? This is becoming a joke.
Yeah, that's a bad
I mean,
one.
he's got to be 78.
I was gonna say 83.
I give you 3 tries. 78 was not correct.
72.
83.
85.
He's 81.
Is he really?
Can I get a bonus point? Like, what radio does he do? What NFL team? Las Vegas Raiders? Give me a
No. You know what? It
How
can't.
old is Tommy Hutton? Like,
It's called Stump the Sheep, not give the sheep all the fucking answers.
yeah, but like, it needs to be like doable. How the fuck do I know about Brent Musburger? How old he's gonna be?
Do your own research.
Yeah, because I'm gonna let me see how old Brent Musburger is today.
All right. Well, in my books, you are 1 and 2, with 1 and 3. Here we go. You're wearing a Youngminson jersey right now for the
How'd you
Tottenham
pronounce
Spurs. I don't know.
Hunminson.
Heinminson. How many points do the Tottenham Spurs have in the EPL table right now?
Fuck. I just saw it.
Me too.
I want to see.
You know you had a lifeline, you never used it.
What? Told me I couldn't do it. It's either 58 or.
We talked
I
about
think
it.
it's like
said
58 or 62. I fucking forgot. 57? No. They're in the 50s.
It's in the 50s.
55.
You said 62.
I said it's either 58 or 62. I was in between. They have 57.
Final answer?
Final answer.
56.
Oh no, we took the average. Nice hit, kid. Let's go.
Wow, we
Use the
finally stumped the sheep. 1 and 4 week out of you, kid.
What the fuck's happening?
I told you I wasn't going to make it easy. I said it to you before the show. I said it ain't going to be easy this week. You know, I keep giving you a can of corns, and that's just not going to fly. You know?
Lightning.
So 1 and 4 week for Stump the Sheep. We finally did it. That will bring you to 30 and 27. Still a winning record. Better than your betting record, which is nice.
Kidding me, dog?
And let's move on to Worm Burners, Bale of Hay Parlays, and some dogs. Jared, lead us off.
With what?
Worm Burners, Bale of Hay Parlays, and dogs.
Thank you. I wanted a little more emphasis out of you. All right, and I'm going back right to where I was last week with my plus 450 cash. We're headed back to Sweden.
Sweden!
Yep, and wasn't enough to give me a cash crop this week. I don't want to mess with the gambling gods, but I'm going right back to Degerfors. They're plus 460. They were plus 450 last week. They're coming off a high. They beat the number 1 team in Sweden, which should have been actual the question to Eric. Who's the number 1 team in Sweden right now?
AIK Stockholm.
Djurgården. Come on, you got to know this. With that being
I'm a Finland guy.
Hey, they're only 5 games in. I get it. Norway started up, so we're going to be heading to Norway soon. That's just a little tease to y'all at home. We got dogs going left and right. We got to get the roosters outside. I mean, this is what it's like living on a farm. But with that being said, I only got one this week. I'm not doing a parlay, but it's just plus 460. Going right back to Degerfors. Miles, what do you got?
I got one worm burner. That's all I got.
Burn it.
It's tomorrow night. We got the Hawks playing the Magic. The Hawks have everything to lose. The Magic have nothing to lose. It's minus 320. I don't see that line getting any better. I can see it going up to maybe minus 400. If you're willing to bet 100 to win $32, then take it. But that's my worm burner. It's the Hawks over the Magic
I think I'm
tomorrow
willing
night.
to do that. I may tell you.
Eric, anything on the table?
That's a no.
Come back to me.
All right. Let
You
me
don't
do
force
a
things
quick
around
recap
here.
of last week. I took Canelo at minus 750. I told you guys it was free money. Canelo wins in the 8th round
Minus 750. Holy shit.
via doctors, or actually a corner stoppage because he broke the guy's eye and he couldn't see out of his eye. So that was a winner. I've been pretty hot with my worm burners.
You better be.
I've
You're
got
fucking
another worm burner
burners.
for you. I already talked about this and alluded to it. We're going to the Italian Open. Alex Zverev over Nishikori. Money line, minus 390. I said he's going to win minus 4. I guarantee he does. And if he does that, he's definitely going to beat him outright. So I'm going to take the outright win on Alex Zverev. And then I've got a Bale of hay parlay.
Wow.
I'm going to stick to the clay.
Bale of hay
What do you
parlay
say?
on the
You gonna
clay.
make it by the bay?
Hey.
You don't say. Shall I?
Let it rip.
Jared goes to the Falcon Pub and gets lay.
I just may. All right. I'm going with Novak Djokovic, Mario Berrettini. I think that's his name. I don't remember his first name. Manny. Is it Mario Berrettini? Matteo. There you go. Thanks. Thank God I have producers here. Alexandre Rublev, Dominic Thiem, and Alex Zverev, all parlayed, all big favorites at plus 750.
What?
All favorites
Why
at plus
so high?
750. Because Rublev is only minus 170 and Berrettini's an underdog. So I'm going to go with a 5-game tennis parlay at the Italian Open at plus 750. I'm really liking
I
this
might
one.
tail that. I like that.
Yeah, plus 750. Yeah, you got the studs to move on. I mean, we typically see in tournaments like this, the studs move on. So I'm going to ride the plus 70 Bill of Hair parlay. And I just may
I'm ready.
do it.
Obviously, big horse racing weekend. Preakness Stakes.
Wow, I forgot to put some
I'm
Preakness
going to
bets in.
give you 2 horses at great odds. First one here is my favorite, 5-1 right now. Hopefully it ticks up a little bit as it gets closer to post time there. But I'm going to go with Midnight Bourbon.
Wow.
Our favorite jockey's riding that one, or our local jockey. It's Irad Ortiz Jr. Steve Asmussen is the owner. I love that combo there. And then if you want to look for a good price, I'm going with Brandon's jockey, 10-1, Javier Castellano.
That's my boy.
In crowded trade with Chad Brown, great owner. He was known to actually inject his horses with some fucking PEDs.
Hey, win's a win. I never got
Listen.
refunded for my money at the Kentucky Derby. So if you win, you win.
The favorite right now, obviously, is Medina Spirit. 9-5 is a Bob Baffer horse, as we know who's caught. His other horse, who's actually better than Medina Spirit, is Concert Tour. Mike Smith, the old Mike Smith, is going to be riding that pony. But I just don't know. I just think, everything with the news of Bob Baffert, I hope one of his horses don't win. I hope for the sport. So, I like the field in this one.
Yeah, by the way, that Bob Baffert, that should have been my red card of the week. The guy tried saying that his horse tested positive for steroids because it ate hay from someone that walked in there and peed on the hay and had some sort of drugs in their system. That was his original excuse. That is
Really?
the biggest red card of all time. I don't know. That even is worse than Brandon almost burning down the house. So I'm going to change my red card of the week to Bob Baffert. You're an idiot.
That's hilarious.
Well, we got our barrel hay parlays. We got some dogs, and we have some worm burners. It's time to listen to what the fans have to say. Ask the Farm. As always, we had a few questions roll in this week.
Let's go.
Number 1 question from Bon Jovi Slams. Early favorites for the PGA Championship.
Oh, let me leave this one off because I actually meant to talk about this today. I felt bad because I talked about it on Golf Fix with the Plotniks, but I wanted to give our listeners that didn't have the chance to watch on Instagram a little something. And what I did, and I put this bet in already because I saw it on our website, and I just don't understand it. I got Brooks Koepka at 35-1. I don't care. You give me him off of a torn ACL of 2 months, and I'm taking him.
I heard the weather's really bad right now.
Yeah, it's raining. You can't hear it?
My sources are telling me the weather's
I wonder what your source is. So, with that being said, Brooks Koepka, 35-1. He feels good enough to play this week, the week before a major. Even though on the Masters, everyone's making a big deal. He couldn't bend down, even pick up his ball or read a green. Guess what? He's playing this week. That's enough for me. If he shows any type of life this week whatsoever,
His odds
he'll be
will drop.
20-1 next week. 15, 20 to, probably I'd say 20 to 1 makes the most sense. Even if he shows no life, misses a cut, he's not dropping worse than 35 to 1. If he does, I'll throw another bullet on him because it's Brooks Koepka in a major, especially in a major, he's won twice.
The irony. It's funny this question came in, and I shot it to Jared first. I'm also on Brooks Koepka at 35 to 1.
We don't even talk about this.
I already bet it. I mean, this was a no-brainer. I looked at the odds, and sometimes you have to think. A lot of times, a week or two before a major, the odds that they're showing, you're going to get worse odds then than you will if you wait. So if you wait, you'll get better odds. But in this case, if you have an opportunity on a stud like Brooks Koepka at 35 to 1, the chances that he finishes top 10, his odds are going to drop, or even top 5, or even he wins it, he's going to drop down to 15 to 20 to 1. This is a no-brainer bet for me. I'm on Brooks Koepka as well.
Yeah, well, piggybacking off you here, no pun intended, is that you guys that are playing the week before, there is a chance that their odds are going to get better if they show any semblance of life, right? This is why those are the only kind of guys you'd want to take the week before. The other golfers, like DJ withdrawals, his odds are only going to they're only worse now than they're going to be next week. Like, you would not want to take him early. Anyone who's not playing this week, there's no reason to take him now. Guys that are playing this week, though, that you think could pop this week and show a little bit of life, and odds are going to jump, those are the only kind of guys I'd want to touch. So Brooks was the only one I
like
even thought to take.
Zalatoris at 55 to 1 right now would be a nice bet. I mean, the guy finishes another top 5 or even wins this week, he's going to jump up to 25 to 1. I mean, you really got to think about the way that the lines move. So that's another guy that I was eyeing when I was thinking about taking it. I just don't know if he's a major winner quite yet.
That's a great question by Bon Jovi Slams. Anyone else got something?
No, but we do have another question from Meow Bank 334. I heard there's a new farm member joining the farm. A new member joining the farm. Are there any details? I think this is referring to Jared's constant conversations about getting a new dog.
Oh, you're talking about a new rooster. It's a little different than a member. Yeah, I mean, stay tuned. I don't want to give any information. I still got to dot the I's, cross the T's. Or sorry, dot the T's, cross the I's, and then from there. From there, yeah. I mean,
Look in the mirror.
I can't give too much info. There's a lot of work to do in the background. I have a lot of contracts that I can't breach, but it could be happening. Yeah.
All right, and we have one last question from Dumb Diddly D underscore.
Dumb Diddly D or Dumb Diddly D?
Dumb Diddly D.
Diddly D.
Underscore 704. They said the number one lock of the week that you haven't discussed on the show today.
Well, if there's 100% lock of the week, we've discussed on the show.
Well, I actually have one that was, if we want to get back on the jet, the only problem is it's at 5 a.m. in the morning. I don't know
Post it on Instagram.
If people will listen to the show beforehand. It's up to you guys if I should add to my cash crop, but I love this bad boy.
It's up to you. It's your cash
We're
crop.
hopping on this.
What's
you know
12 to 13? Come on.
Fuck it. We'll hop on the jet. We're going to head over to
Sweden!
Australia!
Aussie.
5:05 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And guess what? It's been 2 weeks in a row. I've had a bet on a game with Adelaide United. And we're headed right back to them. They play top of the league, Melbourne. And Melbourne. Don't
Not to be confused with Florida.
Because this kid will explode in the pants. So we got Melbourne, Adelaide. Adelaide, last 2 games. Took him the first time. I took that game over. They got 2 goals that were disallowed to VAR. I had the over. It ended 0-0. And the team they were playing had a red card in the 30th minute, and they didn't score. Very, very disappointing. Last game, I took the other team plus a half. I told you 0-0 draw. Adelaide. 2 0-0 games in a row, playing top of the lead, and we had an over-under of 3.5. What are we going to do in a situation like this?
Over.
We're going over. And I think
That's a first half over.
I could like
After
that too.
today, Eric.
Yeah. Show some. Show
First half over.
It could be.
To the system.
Look, Melbourne's top. They score a lot anyways. Adelaide has a terrible defense.
Arsenal.
I could see Melbourne getting 4 on their own, but I am banking on an Adelaide at least 1 goal. I could see 3-1 here, 4-1 final. I love that over.
It's a far flight, but we'll fuel the jet up.
There's nothing better than waking up to money in your account. There's just nothing like it. When you have a 5 a.m. bet, overseas, and you just wake up and there's just money in your account that you weren't expecting.
I think there's one thing.
I mean, you're always expecting
Waking up next to
if you're the sheep,
fun
if you're the sheep and you see money in your account that you didn't expect, I mean, it must be a godsend.
I'm up at 5 a.m. Sometimes I wake up.
I was gonna say, I think there's.
I ride the Peloton.
You always
and
check
watch.
the first thing you check how you did the previous night.
Oh, that's the first thing I do in the morning,
Peloton?
every morning.
No, the previous scores, because I always fall asleep for my NBA bets. I always wake up at 3 a.m. I always check our group chat. Either I'm getting cursed out, and if I'm not getting cursed out, then I know that I won.
Nah, the key is putting on the notifications for when the game ends, so you know in the middle of the night you wake up and you can just see
That's
that
not
you lost
fun.
your bet.
The key to
this
is
is suspense.
to 5
I don't want to
five.
see the money. I don't want to see the money.
No, that's not the
I always
point.
check the scores.
I was going to there's a lot of fun going to Flash Score and scrolling and be like, oh my god, what's the score gonna be? You go and you see the first line is 2 goals. Ooh, what the other team score? Boom! Cash that over. That's gonna happen tomorrow. But with that being said, the best part about games like this are not going to bed, just staying up all night. 5:05, Australia comes on.
That's
I
a
get to tune in.
Hey, if you're watching the game show and you get to watch
game
Well, you know,
show.
Game show
you know those
network.
games
Game
on
show-
ESPN, you can watch on your phone.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, no.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Ozzy
no.
is all the time on ESPN.
No, Game Show Network, me and Jared Plotnick, watch Family Feud. What else we got?
Oh, by the way, Undivided. If you want to take
Card Shark?
yes to no one accepting 60%, that's a max bet too for Squeedle Marinky Dinks _707. That's my other answer.
Meow Bank, 334.
No, last one. Yeah, you're reading
That was
one.
Dumb Diddly D.
Oh, Dumb
704.
Diddly D. my bad.
diddly dee.
This guy's Dumb Diddly D.
They have their own usernames. You don't
Yeah.
fucking make people's usernames, Miles.
All right, guys.
Diddly dee.
It is about that time where we come together and make a Bet the Farm pick of the week, and then Jared can look
My
in the mirror.
suggestion, Scotty Scheffler matchup. I really like that.
Wait,
was
what?
it? The Scotty Scheffler matchup they had.
No, he faded.
It was over Jordan Spieth, who you took to win.
I know, but I like Scotty Scheffler.
Oh
this
my
week.
God.
better
All
one.
right, well, I respect that.
No.
You liked my handicap?
Michael Chandler over Oliviera.
No, there was a better
No
one.
shot. This guy was just on Bellator, and you want to take him against Olivier?
Take
Bellator champion, and then he beat Dan Hooker in a
He
knockout.
plus 4.5 against the Sixers.
The one that Eric liked was Peters over Norin.
Oh, I love that.
I believe that was.
I'm in on that,
Or
100%.
Marlins over D-backs tomorrow.
I like that too.
They just
Rogers.
rocked
Who's on
us.
Rogers? I'm in on that, 100%. Trevor Rogers, stud.
And you guys will probably lose tonight, so you're gonna have to win.
Yeah, I know. Tonight we got the bullpen matchup.
we're winning
Game
tonight.
starts in 40 minutes. I can't wait.
You
Or
sure?
I would do the Braves.
No, I'm on Trevor Rogers, Marlins money line tomorrow night. We're not getting swept by Arizona. I'm in.
You don't even know if we won tonight or not. I think Eric.
Either
loves-
way, we'll
See.
take the series.
Kim.
I actually like that pick too.
I just wanted to do that to get
All
everyone.
right, I'm torn between Siwoo or the Marlins. Let's make a quick
Miles had a good
decision.
basketball pick.
Yeah, Miles. What do you think?
Now,
You laugh, but
When the
75%
playoff-
of the time it's right. I was gonna say we should take the Heat plus 4.5 tomorrow against the Sixers.
we don't really. No, against the Sixers, I'm out.
I saw Embiid's questionable.
I don't care.
why I
I'm
said
in
that.
on either Rogers or the golfer Scheffler. No, I don't like it over Spieth. You know I'm a Spieth.
The guy you took to win, you don't like. That's interesting.
Trevor Rogers
Chandler.
or Chandler. That's where I'm at.
Let's give Dino a chance. We never
Dino's
take-
been ice cold
We
today.
never-
No,
take
we've been
Dino-
doing golf picks and it hasn't worked.
Yeah, we
I've been
never
on
take-
fire with
yeah,
my UFC.
We never
10
take
and 5 has not worked.
recently, but we never give him a chance with his UFC.
Plus, you were the one saying that.
Jared, Michael Chandler, USA, 19,000 fans in Texas with the USA flag walking in. The fans going fucking nuts. Michael Chandler.
I am pounding Olivier. You never bet against Brazilians.
Yeah, they're
number one
scared.
rule of
They're
UFC.
scared.
That's so not true. We just watched UFC 261 and Andrade, who's Brazilian, got her fucking face rocked by Rose Namajunas.
Doesn't
yeah,
count with
well, that's
women.
Rose. She's
Doesn't
the
count
thug.
with women.
Yeah. This is
Michael
This applies to
Chandler.
Plus, we're
Men
talking
only.
like 80% win percentage here. So,
It sounds like we don't agree this
Miles,
week,
what do you
boys.
think?
I was down.
No, it sounds like me and Eric, we're going to do our, listen to this, first time ever on the show. We're going to have a Bet the Farm special. Me and Eric are on Chandler,
all right, so we'll do 2.
and you guys have your own bet.
And if you lose,
And then we take it to the barn.
if you lose, you have a 4-week suspension of not being able to recommend any Bet the Farm pick, and the other
Deal.
two
That's fair.
Deal.
call whatever they
What
want.
do you have? Who you guys taking?
I think that me and Miles both agree on the fact that he wants to fade Spieth, who thinks he's going
Which
to win.
is so
makes
dumb.
him-
Just shove it up your ass.
Once
Slamming Spieth.
Once I brought up the golf ball change to Miles, he was all downhill for Spieth. That's why I grab Miles' hand.
And I'm going to grab Eric's hand.
But me and Miles, we look into the camera. We say Scotty Scheffler minus 105 against a Jordan Spieth is what we call a bet the farm.
And I'm going to look at Eric and then look at Jared.
I'm going to look at you and go, it's time!
Make sure to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror.
Bet the farm, Michael Chandler, baby. USA all the way.
Outro music.
I'm coming home, baby.